Alright, everybody, we are back with more of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. And you may be saying to me, Moon, where have you been the last couple of days? Because it has been better part of about half a week since I streamed. I didn't stream on Monday, I didn't stream on Wednesday. You might be thinking, Moon, did you give up on this game? You might be thinking, Moon, I've heard this game is a glitchy mess and nobody likes it. How do you feel about it? And I'll just say, I didn't stream because I was tired. I was very worn out on those days and just keeled over pretty much during my stream time. It happens sometimes. And as for how I feel about this game, I still think it's okay. I don't necessarily know that it was worth the money that I spent on it, but unfortunately, Nintendo's big franchises have massive taxes basically associated with them for if you want to purchase them aftermarket. For example, earlier today, I went and looked up Pokemon Platinum on eBay, looking for a copy of that for what I would hope to be a reasonable price. Unfortunately, no such thing exists. They cost like $80 to $90 for just the cartridge. Costs over $120 to get a complete in-box copy of Pokemon Platinum if you want the actual good experience of this particular region. It is disgustingly expensive. And, you know, I'm going to take a moment here. And I'm actually going to look up, for example, how much it costs to get a used copy of Super Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch. You can get it for $35 and change on GameStop, but how old is that game again? Like 3 years? In fact, I gotta go double check that. It's over 4 years old. It's over 4 years old and it's still $35 from GameStop for a used copy of Super Mario Odyssey. And I'm pretty sure that there's a couple of other games that are worse. I'm pretty sure Breath of the Wild is worth even more money. I'm not going to go look it up right now. I'm just going to take a guess. But you can see that there's a part of me that very understandably would go, hey, waiting around to try and get hold of it is not economically necessarily a great idea, and for that matter, I do not believe that I'd be able to actually get that so easily, and I'm still glad that I own these games. I still find them to be fairly fun because they're still Pokemon games. You have to do something really awful for me to completely hate a Pokemon game. Like, even Uranium, a game that I bust on constantly for being badly designed garbage, I don't think is that awful. I think it is still somewhat playable. Not like super great or anything, but not exactly super amazing. No Leers, we don't have Surf yet. And side note, we are coming back into Veilstone City because I forgot last time to pick up the TM for Fly. Because it's just laying around in this warehouse in a place where you probably wouldn't even think to go over here. I guess it is kind of the norm for that to just be randomly out of the way. But, oh, fuck you, Joy-Con Drift. Yeah, that's a big problem. That's how Nintendo managed to get away for this long without Joy-Con drift resulting in any sort of like class action lawsuit or anything. I do not understand. Unless some attempt was made in that direction and Nintendo actually does have access to death squads. I thought that was just a joke. Anyway, we're coming back to Hearthome City briefly because I want to go pick up a thing that a lot of people kind of like this. I think that it's not super, you know, I don't think it's as big of a deal, this, what we're gonna get, as some people say it is. But, you know, good for them. So the only Pokemon that we have that's eligible to walk around is Prinplup. And you might be thinking, oh hey, does this mean that walking Pokemon are this badly limited? And believe it or not, the answer there is going to be no. And yeah, there are some pretty impressive glitches that you can do with Surf. But honestly, listen, my feelings about Pokemon game glitches are that they are mostly funny. And most of the time, they aren't really that, you know, badly interfering with the gameplay. Then again, I played Gen 1 for a very long time, and you are constantly having the possibility of dealing with the 1 in 256 chance miss glitch, which is pretty big compared to like, oh, if you open the menu when you talk to this person, why would you do that? That is, like, amazing. You violated common sense, and you know, did that. Well, I mean, the missing no thing also kinda... Well, okay, because the missing no glitch is based on, you know, storing your name for that. That's a bit of a weird one that I can kind of understand running into that fairly easily, but most Pokemon game glitches... Hey, did you know that there's a way to set up glitches to let you walk through walls in Red and Blue using the Safari Zone method? And just making sure that you time out in Fuchsia City while you're going over a wall? Did you know about that? Because that's a thing. Like, I mean, I do understand people who say, yeah, they should have done better with this. I absolutely agree with that. And I do think that, you know, considering the overall market power of the TPCI group of companies there, this thing is just Togepi, so I guess I'll keep it for now, but I don't really care to hatch Togepi. Togepi is not my bag, buddy. I do absolutely agree, basically, what I'm trying to say here, with people who say that, you know, maybe Game Freak and everybody else should be, you know, putting a bit of a spit shine on this. You gotta remember, this was not developed by Game Freak because they're too busy working on Legends Arceus, because Game Freak has less than 170 employees. They actually need all those people working on Legends Arceus if they're gonna be the main studio behind it. Which means that it is my opinion that they should probably hire more people. You know, TPCI is large and has a lot of money between Game Freak and Nintendo and Creatures Inc., which really is just literally Nintendo, but a tax write-off. So unless Nintendo is actively strangling Game Freak that badly, they probably should have some actual, you know... There should be like an actual head count there, I guess, is what I'm trying to say in plainer spoken English, but... You know, I'm not good at plain spoken English in the moment. I 100% agree with people who would say that leaving a support studio that is most known for visual related stuff to do all of this game by themselves was a stupid idea on their part. And that's about it. That, you know, the rest of that kind of changes things. Right? I don't really know what else to actually say beyond that. Beyond, hey, yeah, I absolutely agree that you know, they fucked up, but not in the way that people are saying it is. And it really does amaze me that some people will just, like, not take the 5 minutes it takes to look this stuff up and just assume that things are a certain way. But hey, welcome to the internet, right? That said, I have heard that some of the glitches are borderline just straight ported from Diamond and Pearl in some cases, which is funny in its own way, because it's like, hey, we've been making fun of this on the regular for being just a straightforward port, and that's hitting a little too close to home there on that one. Oh boy. Crobat is not going to have a good time against this little dinosaur thing, because it's a pure rock type. One of the relatively few in the franchise. So Prinplup, however, can just demolish this thing. As for the statement about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee being of questionable quality, to say the least, I haven't played those yet. I don't own a copy of them, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know that I'm terribly interested in going and picking up a copy, because, you know, not because I've heard they're bad or anything, but just because that style of things doesn't appeal to me that much. And, I mean, how many times do I really need to replay Kanto? Fire Red and Leaf Green are fine. In fact, they are probably some of the better remakes in a lot of ways, because they do a lot of fixing what was wrong with Red and Blue, and not a lot of introducing new issues. I mean, yeah, they send you off on that weird side quest, but that's a minor issue. What do I have that can deal with Bronzor nice and easily? Haunter, you might be able to do some damage. Some damage. Because you gotta remember, this thing is now weak to Ghost. So we can do some pretty decent damage with Hex, and by pretty decent damage, I mean we can get an instant kill. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, no Shadow Ball for us for quite a while. Because, honestly, in-game, we want to go for the fastest kills possible, and usually trying to set up Hex is not going to do that. But we make sacrifices all the time. We're taking the trainers here first, and then we're doing no Shadow Ball until Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed, oh god. Sonic Unleashed is a game that I've played very little of. Like, I played... Oh, hi, Lethal. Yeah, I still haven't fixed Sounders yet. Sorry. I took a few days off. I should have updated my stream elements things. Oh, hey, look, it's Sheldon. It's a Pokemon that Crobat is going to be even worse against. And I don't have any Fighting-type moves. Or Ground-type moves to really deal with this chonker. Anything super effective? Yeah, I guess Prinplup is going to be the big deal. Boo! I was saying boo earns. So, all that said, because we're coming up to this issue, I do want to take a moment to point out one of the big issues that, you know, a lot of people, of course, will point it out, but they don't really go about it the most straightforward way. People will say that there's this big problem with the idea of character select forcing, for lack of a better term, that we're going to sit here and use a trope name, with fire types. Because you can see I have Ponyta in my party, and Ponyta is kind of meh. You know, it's not exactly the greatest Pokemon in the world, but it's our only fire type option because we didn't choose Chimchar. And people are correct to point out that that sucks and that's bad. But that is far from the only issue with regard to type variety and just Pokemon variety in general in Diamond and Pearl Sinnoh. So, over on my Shining Pearl cartridge, I don't know if that made any noise. I barely heard anything. So, probably didn't get picked up by the mic whatsoever. But over in Shining Pearl, I am like most of the way through Victory Road. So, that means that I've fought all the gym battles, right? And I noticed something very, very major starting around the 6th gym. And that is that the concept of the gyms being type aligned starts to disappear very quickly. So, for example, it's not such an issue with Byron. Byron has a goodly amount of steel types because there's a lot of steel types in Sinnoh. But for some reason, the idiots who designed this game originally, back in the mid-2000s, decided that, hey, we're going to have, in terms of steel-type Pokemon that you fight on the other gym trainers, there's pretty much just going to be, like, a single Steelix. Everything else, like, half of that gym is Onix, which is close but no cigar. And then you get things like people pulling out Azumarill, which is a water fairy type, and Skorupi, which is a bug poison type. And I can't tell which one is more the exact opposite of a steel type. The only thing those Pokemon have that would make them even remotely begin to fit in that gym is the ability to use Iron Tail. And that's pretty much the only steel type attack that you see throughout the entire gym. Is just everything spamming fucking Iron Tail. For some reason. So I don't know what's up with that. And then things get worse when you get through the entire snow area up to Snow Point City and against Candace. The Snow Point gym has a lot of water types instead of anything else. And then Candace herself, the gym leader, she has 4 Pokemon slots. She has a Snover, she has a Sneasel, her ace is an Abomasnow, and her slot 4 is not Weavile, not anything else, it's Medicham! Because there's only 4 ice types in the fucking region! And they left a whole ass gym for the... I'm getting so angry thinking about this. Like, why would you not go and change that at any point? So, minor spoiler that on the side over the last while, I've been putting together bits and pieces as I go of a Pokemon fan game project for... Yeah, I'm always a little bit cagey about working on stuff like that. First of all, because I get distracted so easily to begin with. And second of all, because I am always concerned about the fact of, you know, what if I put this somewhere visible and Nintendo does send out the death squads for me to do this? But one of the things that I decided on very early was specifically to avoid this issue was I chose a set of types for the 8 gym leaders, and I chose their teams. I also gave myself a much larger Pokedex size limit than any of these games have. Like, okay, Hoenn has 200, which is pretty good. They managed to squeeze a pretty good amount out of that. Meanwhile, this game, where the region is the largest in the series up to this point, of up to Diamond and Pearl, has 150, and that's a pretty big issue. Oh yeah, I didn't even get to mention the fact that Volkner's 4-Pokemon team, the only 2 electric types he has on there are a Raichu and a Luxray, which is pretty wild, because I'm pretty sure that Magnemite is actually a part of the regional Pokedex. Even though now you have to go to the underground for it. Oh, wow. Good job landing that 55%. Yes, it's like an outdoor Zubat. Back to the point. Oh, goodness. You guys made me forget what I was saying. So yeah, Volkner, 4 Pokemon team. Raichu, Luxray as his ace. And his other 2 Pokemon are an Ambipom and an Octillery. Because I guess they didn't have enough electric types in the region to fill that out. Like, at that point, fix it before you ship it, right? And that's why this game remains absolutely baffling to me that they decided to just leave it like this. That they were just, hey, we're going to do the rawest possible remake of literally nobody's favorite Pokemon game. Like, did they know that every single Pokemon fan of a certain age is a gigantic mark and will just buy any of it? Because, I mean, it worked. I bought the double pack of this, but on the other hand, just wow. Wouldn't you want to have something that was fun? Yes? Yeah, see, there you go, Lethal. You're on to me, aren't you? Can't say that shit around you. You know too much. You're too smart. Okay, so apparently I was incorrect that, Magnemite is not actually in the Pokedex here. I was wrong about that. However, Pachirisu is in there, and, I mean, say what you will about the stupid little squirrel. I mean, why not, right? You know? I mean, I sit here ripping on Pachirisu. Pachirisu became a bit of a meme in the community when a fairly big, in fact, it might have been like at an actual official Worlds level tournament, and Pachirisu was one of the major Pokemon on the winning team. Because they managed to do some pretty good stuff with it, and I think that's the thing, is that any Pokemon can be good if you know what you're doing. So if I just sit here min-maxing and using, 6 Garchomps or whatever, I'm... which one of us is the bigger idiot? The person who's using the team of 6 Bibarel, or the person who's just using all the pseudo-legendaries? One of us is going to get to levels faster, that's for sure. But... okay, stupid jokes aside, let's obliterate this Goldeen very slowly, because our only useful attack right now is Peck. I'm gonna have to switch, but I don't like switching on the first, I don't like using a turn to switch. I'd prefer waiting until the game gives me an opportunity to switch. And so with that said, we're gonna switch Luxray in, and we're going to remove this dude's other 2 Goldeens, because for some reason this dude has 2 Goldeens. For some reason, Goldeen is still a Pokemon. Who would have guessed? Actually, you see enough out of Goldeen and Seaking. I'm surprised that they have not at any point made like a 3rd stage for the family. Yeah, there's no like, hey, you feed Seaking a Water Stone and then you throw it at this wall 3 or 4 times, and then you go into Bill's back garden and it'll evolve into Sea Lord or something. I don't know. No 3rd evolution for Seaking yet. No Galaxy Dean. I like the way you think. I think. And there also isn't one for Seal and Dugong yet, which... That said, Seal and Dugong, I feel like, don't get used a ton anymore. That's what Spheal and its evolutions are for. Plus, you know, they evolve into Frost Walrus! I actually kind of like Walrein, even though I'm pretty sure it's kind of garbage. Oh god. I shouldn't have mentioned anything from the Mega Man X series, should I? Now you're just remembering burning it to the ground and being sad that I haven't put that back in yet. You ever just want to burn it to the ground? Probably pretty regularly. Yeah, that emote is about right. Sad spaceman. I saw you stream recently. I don't remember what it was, though. Wake up with that thought and go to sleep with it as well. Speaking of streaming, God, I really hope that someday Alan can stream again, but unfortunately, old boy's internet connection, you know, Cox decided to live up to their name a little bit, and they nerfed his internet connection out of hand, and that just kind of sucks. Not much we can do about that. Yeah, I don't know what he's up to, although I have seen him log on to the Switch a couple of times while I was playing this in hours that were far, far beyond reasonable bedtime. So, I'm pretty sure he's still alive. Either that, or maybe he's turned into an actual Animal Crossing zombie. Yeah, that's... Well, I really hope that we don't have to think about that kind of an option, but yeah, he's definitely, he appears to be reasonably safe, at least, so there's that. Oh, hey, look, a Pokemon that I don't think I've ever seen anybody seriously use, Wormadam. Or someone else is using a Switch. What if it's the baby? What if it's Plastic Baby who just doesn't know how to actually video games properly, but does know how to turn it on? For some reason? Defeated the... I know, it was fast, right? It's because she got him while he was still weak from... something or other. From Cox messing with his internet connection, I guess. We're confused, so we're just gonna... We're gonna see if we can't make this work, and I just have to remember to switch out after this thing. Because it cursed me. Stupid swearing ghosts. That's pretty messed up, man. In fact, our little penguin boy seems to hate it so much that it just wants no part of it. This is a shockingly nasty set this thing has in terms of obnoxious setup. However, now that we've blown up the Haunter, we should actually be able to switch. Despite that, so we can have something a little more powerful up at bat. We're getting a little close there. I want to send in Kadabra. I think our Haunter can deal with that. I think we should be faster. This may be a bit of a risk because Kadabra's special defense actually exists. Like, sure, you look at this thing and you're like, oh, it's made of chewing gum and toothpicks. I should be able to kill this thing instantly. Apparently... Well, that was strange, but apparently it can actually take some semblance of a hit. Hey, wait, did the back of Haunter's mouth clip through its body there? Did I see that right? Or was that just from the weird-looking particle effects? I hope it was the... I hope so badly that it was literally just... It's clipping through. And it's clipping, because that would be hilarious. If that's a thing that they somehow missed from what would then probably have had to have been Gen 8 animations, or possibly even before, because of course, much has been made about the fact that Game Freak didn't, it didn't clip? Okay. Anyway, a lot has been made about the fact that Game Freak basically just imported a lot of the models for Gen 8 from earlier games, apparently. I don't specifically know for sure if they actually are. I wouldn't be able to A/B them very easily without having the files ripped. But, you know, that's what people have been saying. And so if that was the case, I would also assume that models for this game are, you know, things that have just been carried over where necessary, just because, you know, effort saving. This is not... You know, it would be like complaining that they didn't redo Mega Man's graphics every time in the NES era. Like, of all things to get mad about this franchise, one with that level of repeat characters, you're gonna complain that they didn't put forth the effort to completely recreate them in a bespoke manner every single time. That's a little bit over the top. But, setting all of that aside, this guy has a Pokemon we have to switch out from right fucking now? Actually, we have 14 levels on this thing, and we have Ice Beam. We can... Stick? Exactly! That is exactly what I'm saying, is that stuff like that gets carried over because otherwise it's a waste of time. You know, if only actual people knew how game development actually went, that'd be a fucking shock, but you know, you/God of War fan 69420 apparently knows better than actual professionals. That's why he's not employed in the field, you know? He's just too damn smart. And so, ending that joke, back to the actual point, that would imply that that Haunter model, if that were the case, was as old as X and Y. And if it did clip like that, like I just described, which it does not, because we've already had our good friend here check the footage, if it had, that would have been missed for like 8 years or so, and that's hilarious to me. I admit that I'm easily amused, but also, yeah, that's about it. Oh, hey, look, there's a couple of nerds blocking the Valor Lake from letting us, from us being able to enter. I wonder if that place is plot important. Oh. Oh, right, I just said earlier that I've almost finished the game on the other cartridge, so I should hopefully know that by now. Unfortunately, I seem to have forgotten, because I stubbed my toe just that hard last night. Ouch! Apparently Geodude doesn't think I'm funny. Well, rough luck, Geodude. They can't all be zingers, you know? Anyway, more seriously, yeah, we can't go in there because plot relevance. I would say because they didn't want to recreate, they didn't want to create two versions of the map because something happens there during the plot. But there's a cleaner map of it later on, I believe, so should be fine. I'm actually going to take a moment here. I'm going to find the item finder app, and we're going to see if this key that's been mentioned is anywhere nearby. It's like a hidden thing. I do not believe it's the item that's on the other side of the building. And I'm just going to take a big guess here that this is not actually getting us anything, so it's not a hidden item. Weird. This guy, by the way, this is the guy where you can have the glitch of if you hatch your egg, you go through and you go into Sunny Shore City, whose blackout looks absolutely like nothing has changed whatsoever. This place is somewhere that you can unlock, I think, in the post-game. Oh, am I allowed in here now? Oh, okay. Never mind. I guess it's only certain days of the week that you're allowed in here, because the last time I came through here, they didn't let me in. Actually, I'm going to look up that key real quick. Immediately northwest of the northern reception entrance of Hotel Grand Lake. So yeah, this is basically, we should be able to find it further down, basically. Hey, a PP up. Neat. That's an item I am probably going to hold on to and then not really use because I'm not 100% sure what to use it on. Because those are just kind of really good, and I never know when my movesets are complete. Yes, this is the usual Game Freak crew here. Because they always show up in every game. Did you guys know that Snorlax was modeled very heavily on one of the higher-ups at Game Freak? Not specifically because he was, like, super fat or anything, but because he was a serious glutton and, like, would eat all kind of stuff. Like, one time he ate, like, a really old, like, week-old thing that was in the fridge, and somebody at the company was just like, you know what? Yeah, we're doing this, okay. I don't think he was ever upset by it, so bonus points there. Hooray! TM92. I bet this move is. Oh, I spoiled it a little bit. It's Trick Room. I fucked it up. Trick Room is a move that is very useful for pulling off certain strategies, but we're not really going to use it in game. That's more of a competitive type of move. But hey, we found that anyway, alright? Alright, what do you got for me, Chief? Anything interesting? The Space Center in the Hoenn region? Yeah, we know about that. We just haven't played any of those games on stream yet. Alright, so now I gotta click the right stick a bunch until we find the item finder app again. I probably should just have that out all the time, but also... Okay, so is this not where I need to go? Alright, well, let's get a heal, so that's nice at least. Is that at the other end of the map? But that's not part of Route 213. Yeah, because northern reception entrance, this is all the way at the south. I'm being an idiot. It's not super important to get, I just haven't actually done it before. Alright, so this is an area where we're probably going to want Luxray out front because there's a lot of water types here to deal with. And I'm pretty sure none of them have our old friend Gastrodon, who is water ground. But we are going to see some Bibarel. Everyone's favorites, if they know what's good for them. Other than Bidoof, of course. Bidoof is just hilarious. I seriously think Bidoof has become one of my favorite Pokemon now that I've had time to think about it again. Because, you know. Just stick that emote in there because, honestly. It's the right thing to do. Every once in a while. Ah, boy, I really don't want to think about a lot of people named Jared at all. Yeah, see, Shellos is just water type, not water ground. So, nope, it doesn't have the thing that makes Gastrodon good going for it. I bet this dude's just got Shellos anyway. Probably nothing nothing else of note here. Yay! Haunter to level 28. Nice. That's a pretty good Pokemon. As we said before. Of course, Haunter is lagging behind in levels a little bit because it's fairly new to our team and hasn't been at the front very much. Do we have... We don't have Thunderbolt on this Haunter, do we? We've got... No, we have Thunderbolt on Haunter. I could put Haunter up the front. And get us some nice power in here. It does have a special attack down nature, though, so that really makes me wonder if I should keep it. Yeah, Luxray is obviously going to hit way harder, but Haunter will do all right for now. Oh yeah, you just tell me about that place. I guess maybe we should look for a replacement for Haunter too when we're in the area. We have a good rod. We could fish for more water types. That would be really silly though. Oh boy, I can't wait to use Lumineon on this team. A thing that nobody has ever thought ever. Yeah, I can't wait to use Lumineon. But send out Remoraid. That would actually probably be okay. And here comes a Gyarados. A friend we're going to be seeing a lot of in this playthrough because they just start distributing these things like Halloween candy to trainers. Thankfully, they tend to get vaporized by your Thunderbolts, at least early on. Right, Luxray, you can have Volt Switch. Volt Switch is an okay attack. It lets us do some fun stuff. That house doesn't really have anything of use in it, so we're skipping out on that. Glammeow. This thing is not going to be a problem for us because the most annoying thing it can do is use Fake Out, which it can't really do against Haunter because, yeah. So get that thing out of here. This Coiled Tail is very silly. Kind of makes me think of like, oh hey, here's a special version where it's got like a Gauss gun type of setup or something, right? This big tail coil that has electricity going through it instead. Maybe that could be Mega Raichu. I don't know. If they ever think to give Raichu anything ever again after Gen 7. I imagine somebody got fired after Alolan Raichu showed up. How dare you! And yeah, we need Rock Climb to get up there. Normally, in the original games, Rock Climb is a thing that's used to basically hide a bunch of things. You use it for progression in a couple of places, but by and large, it is used to, you know, hide some stuff for rewarding you for backtracking. Meanwhile, having that on the application for the Pokewatch does kind of, you know, weaken that a little bit, in my opinion. So that's one thing that I will say about it. On the other hand, it's in service to better game design, so I guess, you know, you have to decide what acceptable losses really are, right? It's not that long from Veilstone, plus there's a place to stop off. Now, getting to Veilstone, that is a lengthy thing. Hey, you, what are you made up for? Only 3 badges and you're... Oh, come on, I could probably kick all your asses with 0 badges. Where should I set off? He's talking about a bomb, isn't he? Wow, there's like actual terrorists in a Pokemon game. That's kind of a shock. Getting surprisingly dark for this series, that's for sure. Take a look from the observatory, hey? Uses electrodes as components to at least stay consistent. You know, I mean, I think that would be alright. So the Great Marsh, this is our safari zone for the game, and we are going to be using it a little bit. And of course there is a former HM in there right at the beginning, but we're going to put on our binoculars and we're going to get a look at some of the things we can find in here. We can find a Bidoof. We can find another Bidoof. We can find a Hoot Hoot, that's at least a real Pokemon. We can find Meryl. And we can find Bidoof, apparently. Well, alright. That was real useful. I swear there's more stuff than just Bidoof in the damn swamp. Oops, all Bidoofs. Yeah, pretty much. So, up to a point, the Pokemon that you can find at the Great Marsh, I believe, are randomized based on the day from a set of... Not literally every Pokemon. We're not going to ever go in here and be like, oh, hey, we can find Dialga or something. That's not going to happen. No Dialgas for us. No Giratina. Giratina? I'm a little uncertain on that pronunciation because it's, like, clearly it's based off of Platinum, at least to an extent. So, you know, Giratina would make more sense, but that just sounds awful. Anyway, we're going to take the tram and we're going to try and go pretty deep into the swamp. Okay, so that's not it, I guess. There's a whole other setback there. Is Area 1 and 2... Okay, Area 1 and 2 must be the deepest. So, I admit that I'm not, like, a super expert about this, so... That's why I'm over here just fucking up constantly with this thing. But here we are, all the way in the back. Just because I'm convinced that there's stuff here. And yeah, you slow down in the mud. Okay, so there's at least some areas here that are a little darker that you can see. This was a problem for the actual routes that have mud on them, that you can't see the deep mud very well. So it's nice to see that there's that going on for us. We're just gonna chuck balls at things. Wow, rude. Mark, hi, thank you for the sub for 18 months. Thank you very much. We got a Hoot Hoot. Oh, are there two, Did you get 2 notifications? Oh boy, that's a weird thing. Now I need to go look at this. Did I, like, not remove my notifications from this or something? Huh. We're throwing a Safari Ball at this Bibarel for some reason. Because I just mashed the wrong button, I guess. Yeah, see, I don't see a browser source in here, so that's just weird. I may have to go look at my overlay again and see if it's broken. And by I don't see a browser source, I mean I don't see one other than the overlay one. So, I mean, maybe something is a little bit screwed up there. And by maybe, I mean quite likely, in fact. Hey, it's Wooper! Again, probably not going to use it because we started with a water type, but Wooper. Really cute thing. Go into the box. hang out there, I guess. Hey, Super Repel, that's nice. That's a useful thing. Sometimes. Oh, hi, Quagsire. This thing is really silly looking. Oh, heck. I don't think this Quagsire is that interested in coming with us. That's alright. Hey, neat, Meryl. That thing we've mentioned before. Oh wow, really not interested in coming with us, huh? Burl! Thank you. I haven't played Metal Gear Solid in a while. I need to do that again. Looked at this huge list of games that I probably should play at some point, and yet, here I am failing to do that. We already got one of these silly owls, so we'll walk away from that. Slowly, because, you know, mud. And yeah, that's about correct, person. Also, yes, I believe that just like in the other previous Pokemon games, the timer on this, because there is a timer, excuse me, is determined by the number of tiles you cross. Saying number of steps is a little bit hard because, well, you don't move very evenly. Because the grid is a lot, you're not gridlocked, as it were. But yeah, Noctowl was really unimpressed with our shit. So, yeah. I don't know if that's 100% the case with this particular location, or if I'm just guessing based on past games, but yeah. Hooray, we caught Noctowl, and we don't have to raise Hoot Hoot, I guess. In case we really want to use Noctowl, which is an okay Pokemon. Its eyes are special. Look! Look with your special eyes! Thank you very much for that Pokedex description game. That did sort of lighten the mood a little bit. Oh, look, another Hoot Hoot. My brand! Oh, look, it's Bibarel. We've seen these before a couple of times. I'll throw a ball just because, you know what? Why not? It's there. We technically don't have one because I didn't decide to raise Bidoof that much. And it escaped, so meh. That's right, Bibberol. Why don't you go on back to Canada or something? Or you can hang out with the moose Pokemon that somehow doesn't quite exist yet. I mean, you've got a couple of like other deer that are sometimes a little similar, but no actual moose yet. Well, I guess there's all kind of Pokemon species that, or animal species that there aren't really Pokemon for just yet. Hey, a Paralyze Heal. Neat. An Azurill. We have a Marill already, so we don't really need this, but we'll throw balls at it anyway. Yeah, we don't have a real dolphin yet, even now, which is kind of surprising. Actually, because I started following a Twitter account that posts a lot of shoe build pictures, I've realized that for all of the unusual birds that we have in this series, there's still no Shoebill. Which is just kind of silly. Oh look, another Marill! I'm getting away from that. Now come on, game. There's got to be something else you can give me. Can we at least see like one Carnivine before we leave? Or am I going to have to be relegated to, nah, fuck it, you gotta do it some other day. Which, I mean, it's a Safari Zone. How much do you actually like being in the Safari Zone? The correct answer to that is not a lot, really. There we go, I was wondering where this nerd was. It's a plant and it levitates. Well, neat. Neat. Hey. Alright, so I think Carnivine is going to end up going on the team. Depending on what this thing has going for it. I bet knowing my luck, its nature is going to be kind of jank. Plus special attack minus speed. I mean, its speed already sucks, but does it actually have a usable special attack? Is Carnivine any good? It's okay, I think. I haven't used it for a while. So a lot of this is like, hey, let me try this out. You know, a grass type would be nice. I don't think I have a Budew. I might. And if I do, I'd have to go find the Shiny Stone to really make the most out of that. Is the Shiny Stone in Iron Island? I don't remember. Oh, hi, Psyduck. Oh, hey, this Pokemon, it's me. Psyduck. Most people's favorites. A lot of people's favorites. Can Sweet Scent still, like, call encounters for free? Or did they remove that feature? No, we can just summon things, you know, for free. Nice. Unfortunately, I don't really know what all is in the Great Marsh right now to be of actual use to us. Because we might have, like, everything of any real noteworthiness here. If we fish with the good rod, we can find Barboach. If we fish with the super rod, we can find Carvana and Whiscash, but we don't have the super rod yet, so That's out of the question. Let's keep looking through the rest of this. This whole place is that samey that we've pretty much seen everything of real note here. Yeah, we've seen everything here, so we can just bail after we grab this last item, I suppose. This is a jar of honey. I haven't really experimented too much with the honey trees, but that's okay. I think that the most notable thing that we could actually get from a honey tree would be Heracross. Yeah, we haven't seen any shinies yet, so nothing doing there. Otherwise, I would probably be using it in the front of the party. Might even have it walking around to see if the textures are working. Actually, while we're here, after I heal up, I do want to, before we go deal with the gym, do one other big thing. And that is that I want to go check out the underground and see if we can find a couple of interesting Pokemon down there. Because the level of the Pokemon that you meet in the underground goes up the more badges you get. And as far as I can tell, the underground has something going where, for the higher level Pokemon, your chances of capturing them are reduced, and I believe it's relative to what your, what the level of your highest level in the party is, or whatever Pokemon is at the front of the party, rather. Which is usually going to be your highest level when you're doing big stuff, I guess. So we should probably, if we want to expand our team a little bit, we should go do that now. But first I'm going to go to the shop and I'm going to grab a couple of slightly higher grade Pokeballs just to be sure. Because yeah, when I tried doing this in Shining Pearl, like right after I got the second badge or so, I got wiped and I lost all of my Pokeballs, all like 30 some, to, of all things, a Rhyhorn. I'm still a little bit sore internally from that level of humiliation. And some huge ass right there. Particularly from the Rhyhorn, but, you know, neither here nor there. You didn't drop your balls like the juggler in blue-red. I mean, yeah, point. I would say, that reminds me, didn't I say something like a couple of streams ago about the red-blue juggler and making fun of the psychic trainers for being complete weenies and only being able to hold up one Pokeball? Lears, I believe there's also another trainer who says that. No, I don't want to do that with a local connection. I'm not even going to go online for this. I mean, I could, but I am just going to do play alone, and we're going to descend into the underground briefly. And I feel I didn't really give this too much of a... Oh, hey, here's a person who's wandering around. I think that counts for total number of interactions you've done with people for Spiritomb. Okay, I haven't demoed this at all. Alright, so Rourke has just left us with a sledgehammer and a pickaxe. Alright, how many items are in here? 3. Alright, so folks, now you can see My foolproof strategy for accidentally bringing down the walls because you hit the support beams. Because that happens to me, like, all the time. And don't worry, we're not going to do, like, a whole underground stream, I guess, unless people are like, hey, you should do streams of just fucking around in the underground, in which case, well... If somebody comes in here and tells me to do underground-only streams, I mean, I guess maybe, but... For now, that's mostly just a demo of that. We want to go check out the caves with Pokemon in them. And I don't know, maybe I was hoping for a fossil. I got a dome fossil on my other game very recently, so that's neat. That's the only fossil I've managed to dig up, though. No old amber for me. Oh, hi, Graveler. Nice! Another PP up. I can once again sit in our bag forever while I have no idea what the hell to do with it. Oh, hey, look, it's a Rhyhorn. We might be able to actually take a whack at that in a second. I mean, I guess this Graveler can be experienced. It'll be 10 forever. Yeah, it's true. Ash will... somehow, 20 years later, is still 10. Nobody knows how Pokemon World math works. Oh, clearly I should have thrown a quick ball there, but I didn't do it because I'm a fool. Ouch. That's a surprising amount of damage from a Rhyhorn, but Rhyhorn is actually not a terrible Pokemon. Rhydon would be a pretty alright addition to our team, just by virtue of the fact that... Wait for it... Well, so the thing is that Rhydon was envisioned to be a final evolution at the time that it came out, so it has commensurate stats. Meanwhile, Rhyperior is a nice upgrade, but it's not super necessary. I mean, I guess that's technically possible regarding Ash Age. I don't remember how old the Simpsons are offhand either, and fuck. Yeah, you can see that these things can be pretty nasty, especially when they pull out the 4 hits of that. That's a little mean, game. Come on. I'd say you know better than that, but it pointedly the opposite, right? It knows worse than that. Do we have a revive? We have a revive. Okay, so I'm going to do the silly thing and I'm going to revive in battle. Something I, like, very rarely do anymore. But we're doing that so that way, once we chip this thing down enough... Oh ye gods, Thunderfang. That's an egg move, I'm pretty sure. That's the thing about the Grand Underground, is that these Pokemon have a good chance of carrying an egg move by default. So that's a fairly large thing that would be helpful, I guess. That said, Rhyhorn is probably not going to have a great time with the water types that it would want to use Thunderfang on. Because, I mean, against flying types, you can just do Rock Blast or whatever other rock type move you have in the first place, right? What need do you have for Thunderfang against those? So let's throw a Dusk Ball now that this thing is down nice and low. If this fails, I guess we can try switching to Prinplup and see if that helps us. But it succeeded. Yeah. So we can start an Electric Rock group. You got a point there. No nickname for Rhyhorn. And I guess who's going to warm the bench after this? Is it going to be Haunter? We invested a lot of money in Haunter. Lethal is booing Leers. Amazing. Admittedly, I do the same thing all the time, so... You've got a powerful ally there, Lethal. In booing Leers. And it's me. The guy who boos Leers constantly. And yet continues to encourage him. I'm a bit of an idiot. We're going to take a peek into a couple of these other rooms real quick. Even though, honestly, we got something pretty nice already. Said only Woody. Oh, there's a Houndoom. That's pretty neat. So is Skorupi. Let's try for both of these. Let's see if we can't grab ourselves a Skorupi and see if we can't grab ourselves a Houndoom, because both of those would be entirely welcome additions, especially if the Houndoom is coming in at 30+. Houndoom doesn't usually have, like, the most varied move pool, but it's a better Pokemon, in my opinion, than Rapidash, so good enough for me. Skorupi. Grips prey with its tail claws and injects poison. It likes to make people get over here! Get in the box. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry at all! I may yet use that, but I don't know yet. I tell you what, only Woody has a friend in Randy Newman. I didn't say anything for like 5 minutes on that one because I forgot what that singer's name was. And I almost said Paul Newman, and I'm like, that's not right! It's not fucking Paul Newman, you idiot! I didn't want to say it out loud. It's okay, you people know I'm stupid, so I think I'm fine. Alright, now don't flinch me. Okay, cool. Better than Newman's own. Okay, fine, Lethal, you might not know that I'm that stupid, but the rest of you folks definitely know that I am a dumb motherfucker. Oh boy. Houndoom is doing some fairly significant damage to me with a lot of these moves. Oh, Fire Spin. Buster, you can sit and Fire Spin, alright? I don't know what's a good way to chip this thing down. I guess we're going to sit here and we're going to astonish it a couple of times. Hopefully get some flinches, because unfortunately I'm pretty sure anything else I try to use on this thing is going to insta-gib this. The one in Super Mario 64, that gross motherfucker. Oh, that motherfucker. Yeah, if I hit this thing with even pluck, this thing is absolutely toast. Should we just try to Dusk Ball it here? Aw, 2 shakes. At one time. What did it use there? Can't escape. Why am I down at run? WTF? Alright, well, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna keep smacking this thing with Astonish until we get wrecked. Yeah, so you can see that the wild Pokemon in the underground do not fuck around. Like, it's pretty impressive just how little they fuck around. Wow, are you gonna keep hitting me with Fire Spin, dude? Seriously? Is that what's big in the streets? Is landing goddamn Fire Spin? That thing has like a 70% accuracy or something. Oh, that'll be where the hit one time thing came from. It's from beat up. What do I have for... I guess Luxray is... That's high enough. Best Pokemon we can put up to bat, yet we burned it down. Yeah, listen to this guy. Come on. Come on! Alright. Get in the ball, you stupid dog. Got it! Nice. Oh look, there's Ponyta trying to gain a level at the end. Just like, oh hey, I'm still here, guys. I still count, right? No nickname. What am I doing? Alright. Ponyta. Get out! Oh, it's Fruit Factory for you, jeez. No, it's the other way around. It's Ponyta that's going off to the dog food factory. Clearly. Or maybe the glue factory. Houndoom may be the glue that brings this team together. Yeah, we got it handed to us down there. But they'll be higher level if I go after defeating the upcoming gym leader. So I'm glad we did it now. It could be more than one factory. You've got a point. I've played Factorio. I've played a lot of modded Minecraft. It can absolutely be more than one factory. So, that done. We're going to put... Actually, we're going to put Carnivine at the front just for fun. Only one is Satisfactory. This guy. Speaking of which, Satisfactory, I keep thinking about whether or not I should pick that up because it's on Steam and it's 30% off. But I'm still a little torn. How is the content for Satisfactory, for those of you who would know? Is it living up to its name yet or no? You still think it's a little bit lackluster, but there's mod sad content? Fair enough. For me, I do appreciate the existence of mods for things, but I feel like the base game has to be at least reasonably fun first. I mean, back when I bought Minecraft, that was... You know, I was having fun with that game without mods. And, you know, Factorio is another one that... Factorio... You know, I would not personally go out and recommend people purchase Factorio at this juncture, but it was a fun game prior to mods, so I think it was a reasonable purchase. The original Maniac Mansion for $209. That is not too shabby. Anyway, speaking of bad, our HM collection is not... Or HM. Our TM collection, rather, is a little bit underwhelming at the moment. So, unfortunately, Carnivine's main way of hurting things is going to be Vine Whip. Because I don't think Grass Knot is going to be comparative... Joy-Con drift! It happened again! Fuck this game, dude. Fucking Nintendo. So, before we go into the Pastoria gym, we are going to go into Veilstone City real quick. And we're going to go and do a quick sweep of a few TMs. Oh yeah, department store is over here. So, I mean, what's great is, by the way, keep in mind that it took all of last stream for us to get from Eterna City to Veilstone City. We got to Pastoria in, like, 40 minutes. Probably less. And that was counting us going back a couple of times to go heal, and going to grab the Fly HM. This game has some pacing, is what I'm trying to say. And by pacing, I mean absolutely nothing to do with any brand of salsa or picante sauce or anything like that. I think we're good on Ice Beam for the moment. Psychic is not going to be a thing that our new friends can learn. Dazzling Gleam, neither. Gyro Ball. Oh, baby. Rhyhorn, in case you guys haven't noticed, is slower than shit. So Gyro Ball could actually be pretty hilarious. And it can't learn it! Damn! I thought I had a good idea for once. That's what you get for thinking. Alright, so we're gonna ditch Fire Spin because... Rhyhorn, the lead-ass Pokemon. Yeah, that's about right. Shockwave, what a useless TM, man. Houndoom can't learn Thunderbolt. I believe there is some electric-type move that Houndoom can actually learn, and it's not Thunderfang. I mean, yeah, I can learn Thunderfang, but... Oh, Shockwave can be learned by a decent chunk of Pokemon. Unfortunately, they're probably all going to be ones that I'm not using. Just because that would be the way things go for me. And also, quite a few of them can usually learn Thunderbolt, which is probably why having that for sale in the shop for just 3K flat out might not be such a good idea. Especially because, of course, there's no Game Corner because of laws related to children doing gambling in... I forget what country, but... yeah, that's why the Game Corner was fairly heavily degraded in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and why they disappeared completely after that point. Here we are in Pastoria City's gym. It is a Water-type gym, in case you couldn't tell. And at the back, well, there's not really a way to tell, but there's a masked luchador man at the back who wants to fight us. Oh, absolutely. Voltorb Flip was pretty great. I could lose a lot of time in that for those purposes. Oh, is Thunderfang the only one that Houndoom can get? Well, never mind what I said earlier. Oops, I'm wrong. Yeah, Pachirisu is pretty underrated. We've made references. I discussed earlier about Pachirisu doing pretty good in a couple of tournaments and becoming a bit of a thing that a lot of people had as a gag for a while. I mean, yeah, fair enough. Have a shortcut, right? Also, speaking of things that people laugh about, the Weasel animation for its ranged attack. Although not nearly so much as the Floatzel one, but we'll see that when we actually encounter a Floatzel, which will be later in this gym, but... Yeah, true, because Electro Ball is going to be doing a pretty decent... it's going to have a pretty decent multiplier from its speed, right? Also, look at these nerds fishing in the gym. The water is down. Put the rods away. They're not useful right now. Put the rods away. What a phrase. Hey, look, it's Barboach. This thing is going to get obliterated. However, it is going to get a word in edgewise because Carnivine is slow. Yeah, the notifications for people coming online and, well, I'd say and going offline, but that's not true. Only for coming online do pop up on the screen because, well, if there's a way to hide that, I never looked into what it was for some reason. Never crossed my mind, I guess. Run back across these floaties. Yeah, Sailor. I like the fact now that Lethal is trying to use voice commands from, or voice commands, sound commands from other channels. My own don't even work, dude. Are you okay? I'm worried about you. So I don't think much of anything here. I don't think this Wingull can do a ton of damage to us. I don't think it's going to have a flying move. But of course, our bite isn't going to impress anything. It's still playing in my head. I mean, you've got me there, Lethal. So, I can't even argue with that. Does anyone here have an electric move who won't just job to a fucking Wingull? That means not you, Rhyhorn. Well, I guess Luxray. I was looking for somebody other than Luxray, though, because I wanted the rest of my team to gain some levels, but unfortunately, I benched Haunter because I said no trades for this. Meanwhile, on my Shining Pearl cartridge, I already evolved Haunter, so... Get that shit out of here. Yay, Prinplup gained a level. I don't think it evolves until 36, though, but hey, gained a level. Yep. Need another level to gain, to get Empoleon. Oh yeah, we've bought that kit already. Because just like everything else in this game, backtracking in the gyms. Don't press the button. You'll have to backtrack through the whole gym. Azurill. I don't think Azurill is even water type at this point. I'm pretty sure it's just plain old normal. Oh, it's normal fairy, I think. Oh, you bastard! That is Sap Sipper. That sucks. Ah. Do I have actual moves other than that? No, the only thing I can do is chip it down with Bite slowly. We're just not going to do that. What we are going to do is we're going to have Prinplup deal some work here. Deal some work. Yeah, I meant do some work, but I don't know how to talk. At least not in the moment. That should send it packing. Yeah. Only light screen is up, so I have to do physical combat here to deal with this. And apparently we can't trust Meryl to actually be weak to grass, so I guess it's Luxray time. Should have set up the other screen, you fool! Instead, you used Tail Whip, or you maybe didn't have Reflect. I mean, fair enough. Let's see what this dude has in store for us. Are you going to start hauling out the Gyaradoses? Alright, you go ahead and take a break from this then, Mark. See ya at some point. Thanks for the resubs I mentioned before. Oh, that sucks! Confusion landed. Thankfully, I know this thing can't have Sap Sipper. Instead, it gets Lightning Rod sometimes. Pikachu, the horn! Oh, wait. No, wrong Pokemon. Because we're silly, we're going to fight through confusion here. And it seems to be going okay for us, so, you know, which one of us is silly now, right? Oh, he's sending in the big guns. The big guns being... What kind of water moves would Gyarados have at that point? We might be okay to send Rhyhorn in to try and take a whack at this. I'm gonna pay for saying that, but we're gonna give it a shot. Because honestly, the sooner that we can evolve Rhyhorn, the better. Finished up season 1 of What If. Nice. That's a fairly recent series. Ooh, ouch. That's a pretty painful whirlpool. That's why you gotta be careful saying shit like what I was saying there, because... Yeah, but... That said, the faster that we can get... Gyarados... Scald! Ooh, why didn't you just use that, dude? That thing's guaranteed to hit! Come on! Don't be silly! Well, I did say it was a big risk, didn't I? Or I implied it was, at least. But yeah, the sooner we can get Rhyhorn evolved, the better, which means that I'm probably going to have to go back around here and heal up before I fight Crasher Wake, so that way I can just, you know, so that way I can get Rhyhorn some more experience. I think Rhyhorn evolves at, like, some stupidly late level anyway. Alright, Rhydon, what level? 42. Oh baby, that's a that's a ways off. But you know, this is what it is. Crobat wants to learn Bite. Hell yeah, you can learn Bite, buddy. We're gonna get rid of Astonish for that. And you might be thinking, you're keeping Supersonic? Really? And to that I would say, yeah. Yeah, I guess I am. Don't know what else I can give Crobat right now that's, like, super good. I mean, maybe if I had some heart scales, I could try some stuff out, but I'd have to probably spend like several hours of stream in the underground then, and you know, suddenly this whole stream of underground is starting to seem like a thing that's more and more likely as time goes by. You roll like a rolling wave, huh, buddy? Don't think I wasn't catching on to that one. Ah, Shellos. If it was Gastrodon, that would be a very reasonably easy one-hit kill for Carnivine. However, if my Joy-Cons weren't goddamn drifting, it would still be a freebie. That said, I'm pretty sure it's still a freebie. Like, oh no, this thing used Rain Dance. Oh no, what if it has Swift Swim? It's gonna go faster than... Of course it's gonna go... The fact that it didn't go faster than me to begin with is silly. Send in Wingull. I feel okay trying to take down a Wingull with this dude. Oh! Well, that's a surprise. What else do you even have, Buster? Just another Shellos? Meh. Schlap. Yeah, there is no way they would give the Shellos family Sap Sipper as a hidden ability. That is not even remotely a concern. As I'm pretty sure that that's, like, actually their only weakness is grass. And it's a quad weakness, but it's their only weakness. There is no fucking way they'd be like, hey, yeah, you can just walk around that, brah. No way. You are kidding yourself. What do you think this is, Electros? Electros has to deal with the fact that it's mediocre otherwise. It has to deal with the fact that it's a gimmick Pokemon. Meanwhile, Gastrodon actually has stats, believe it or not. Gastrodon can tank! I feel like I'm making a lot of really silly voices today, but... Switch. Did we fight this dude already? Yes, we did. Alright, so there's old Crash Awake. We are going to ignore that for now. I'm in a mood. Yeah, that's for sure. That's a nice, simple way to describe it. I am indeed in a mood. That's how Alan would certainly describe it. If only he were here right now. You know, sometimes I can still hear his voice. Moon, I'm gonna kick you in the chest. Right? That is not even a remotely good impression. I didn't even try. But that is like almost his catchphrase. Is Moon, I'm gonna kick you in the chest. Can't say I blame him. I go in there and I'm just a shitposter deluxe. So yeah, time to redo all the water levels. Imagine if the water temple but Pokemon, right? Yeah, see, there you go. We're all thinking the same thing. It's the water temple. And at the end, we're gonna fight a disembodied tentacle man named Crash Awake. What a weird name for a boss in Zelda. Alright, we filled up the pool. Let's go. Let's go and fight the Ultimate Warrior here real quick. Crusher Wake sounds like a bad Mega Man X translation. I like the way you think. Is it any worse than Duff McWhalen? Actually, who am I kidding? The Ultimate Warrior didn't wear a luchador mask. Yeah, see, you know what's up. Duff McWhalen is actually the best, so... I fucking love Duff McWhalen. So good. I'm so sad they changed it. And so he's leading off with the Gyarados, which means that we don't want to have Carnivine in there for any amount of time whatsoever. Well, say this is a good way to dodge around the Intimidate factor, right? In fact, we even laid our own on in retaliation. Send in Quagsire. Quagsire is an interesting Pokemon for reasons that I've described before. However, considering it's another water ground, it's probably going to fold pretty quickly to like 1 to 2 Vine Whips. And it's going to have to be 2, but, you know. Little Rain Dance action for us. I don't think Quagsire gains anything of note from that. But Crusher Wake's champ, or, well, I mean, I guess that's kind of true. Crusher Wake's ace, pardon me, is a Floatzel. Which, Floatzel gets Swift Swim most of the time. Although, honestly, why does it need it? It's gonna outspeed our shit anyway, so. Let's switch in Luxray. And we're going to just try Volt switching back to Quagsire. And see if... or, Quagsire, pardon me. We're going to Volt switch over to Carnivine, and we're going to see if we can't finish the fight that way. Like, this might hurt. Oh, it's just going to use Bite. That's... It did damage, but meh. This needs a pair of bunny ears, and it can be a Rabid. Fair enough. Wow, okay. Way to overperform, Luxray. Oh, you're gonna screw up that other Pokemon's name, huh? Well, you're not getting that shit out there, buddy. Grass Knot. Is that worth... I mean, we have, like, almost even attack and special attack. So Grass Knot could be more powerful in a lot of situations than Vine Whip. But also Ingrain is not my thing. Because Carnivine's typing is mediocre, so I don't know that I want to have it stand its ground that much. We're going to actually get rid of Ingrain instead of Vine Whip. Because again, the other thing is that I don't really offhand know, like, when Grass Knot is the preferred option over a 45 power move. Probably most of the time, but also I don't know Pokemon weights offhand very well either, so there's that. Okay, so I guess if it's 55 pounds and up, which, yeah, that is going to be most of the time. But still. Oh, excuse the bump. Yay, we got the Fen badge from Crusher Wake. And we can use Defog. We get Wake stickers. And we got the TM55s. Those will be Brine. Yeah, I know, right? I think I said that before. I'm kind of surprised that it took them that long to actually bump Vine Whip's PP to a respectable number, considering its low power. Why was it 10 to start the series with? I mean, honestly, grass-type attacks weren't that ludicrously busted. I mean, I guess every, all those rock ground types, there were kind of a lot, but also, like, so they were still yeah, fair enough. I guess that's about what you have to say there. They were still figuring things out. They didn't know what worked too well. So, I don't want to go back in here. There's a couple of things we can do before we move the plot along. We can exit out to the west of town, and there's a whole swamp route, but I don't really want to deal with that right now. It's mostly just for levels anyway, and it leads back to Heart Home City, which we don't really need to concern ourselves with because we can fly. But we have to go and talk to this grunt in order to advance the story. The playtesting was pretty lacking. I don't particularly know a lot about the state of playtesting in early Pokemon games. Or for that matter, even in late Pokemon games. I mean, we've said that there seems to be evidence that it's a little bit questionable in the modern day, but back then I wouldn't be too surprised, I guess, because after all, this project that was formerly Capsule Monsters, also fuck off, Barry, had been in development by the time of Red and Green's release for like 6 years. So I'm sure that there was at least some level of, guys, you gotta shit or get off the pot, right? Anyway, Barry is over here keeping us from continuing to go and chase down that grunt. And he's got a Starly to lead off with. What level is this thing? Like probably 24, 25 or something. And he hasn't evolved it yet. 26. Barry, that Starly is level 26. Why is it not evolved yet? You fucking scrub! How dare you fight me? Jesus Christ, dude! Learn to Pokemon! How do you have any badges, motherfucker? Okay, I'm done. Let's feed him some Rock Blast. Okay, I gotta give him credit there. That was a good move. That's about the most damage that Starly could possibly do to me, because my health pool, as Rhyhorn at least, is pretty fat, so, fair enough. Anyway, Groddle. This thing is gonna pretty much get toasted in one hit as well, I think. Yep, that applies to Rhyhorn, and also that kind of applies to Groddle, not gonna lie. I mean, sure, he just threw down Stealth Rocks, and that kind of sucks, but on the other hand, well, we'll deal with it in time. My man's gonna have a Ponyta and, like, probably a Gyarados. Oh, Weasel. Right, you're using this scrub-ass Pokemon. I'm just insulting him constantly now, I'm sorry. And Stealth Rock damage doesn't happen until he sends out his Pokemon. Yeah, Stealth Rock sucks for... So for those of you who don't know how entry hazards work in these games, each of them is 1/8 of your health, and there can be I believe it's 3 stacks of spikes and 1 stack of stealth rocks out on the field. However, stealth rock checks against your defensive typing for a damage multiplier. So if you send out, for example, a fire flying type, which is doubly weak to rock, you take 4 times 1/8 of your max health. You take half your health switching into stealth rocks. It is really, really questionably designed, and they have never at any point changed it. And technically there is no reason for me to volt switch here, because we're going to get to do a regular switch now. And he's sending out Ponyta, so we can drop Prinplup. We could probably drop Rhyhorn on this thing even and get a pretty easy kill. However, we're going to put Prinplup in instead. So, yeah. And, Spikes, for reference, does not check against type damage multiplier, except checking to see if it can be hit by moves on the ground at all. If your Pokemon is a flying type or levitates and switches into spikes, it will take no damage. The same is also true of toxic spikes, which are a thing that a couple of Pokemon can use, which has 2 layers. 1 layer poisons a Pokemon on switch in, and 2 layers inflicts toxic poison on switch in, which is pretty nasty if the opponent can actually set 2 layers of toxic spikes on you and you have nothing in the air to switch in over it, or you have no defog or rapid spin and you're forced to switch for whatever reason. Having to deal with toxic spikes can be very, very frustrating. That said, this is in-game, so that kind of stuff is not super much of a thing that we need to use. Yeah, or a steel type. A steel type will just point and laugh at toxic spikes. For some reason, I want to say a poison type can actually just soak toxic spikes entirely. Like, they just eat them off the ground as soon as they land on them. But of course, poison types are immune to toxic spikes as well. Ugh. That phrase is getting a little bit hard to say, especially fast. Toxic spikes. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. And, that said, poison types, a lot of the time, poison types are very, they're not necessarily super good. There are a lot of poison types that are quite playable. Nidoking is a good example. You know, the Gengar family, obviously, I've been using those pretty extensively. Venusaur is widely used. Stuff like that. There's a couple others that I cannot name off the top of my head that are quite good, but basically, yeah, poison types are much more of a case-by-case basis than, like, steel types or anything. There's really not much of anything that is a steel type that, like, is bad, really. Not every steel type is necessarily good, but very few steel types are proper bad, right? You could look at any of those and just be like, yeah, I'll put that on my team, sure. Really? You're going to keep running away? This is sort of another thing. It really is amazing how it takes all the way until Black and White 2 for any character to think of resolving any sort of situation like this in a way that doesn't involve a Pokemon battle. And of course it's the villain, but, you know, that's a whole other situation of just the only other way to solve anything in this world is have a Pokemon battle. And so this dude, who is apparently running on fumes, is just constantly saying, I don't feel like it, and walking away from us, even though we could probably trounce his ass and cut this plot off, you know, at the head right now. Or at least until this point where he finally gives up. After we sat here hounding this dude for this long. And there's our old friend Coilgun Cat again. Charm. That's unfortunate because we are currently built mostly for physical attacks with Carnivine. And I'm sure that if I use Grass Knot, it's going to do about that much damage. Aerial Ace, huh? That's unfortunate. I mean, it did a little more damage. Hypnosis. Yeah, what do you think you are, Yanma? Using Hypnosis. Don't even kid yourself, idiot. Get out of here. Get out of here. Actually, I mean, Yanma would be a reasonable thing to have in this game if only they put that in the regular Sinnoh Pokedex. Cynthia, you're literally the champion. You could probably get in there if you wanted. The champ is here! Wait. I seen the group of Psyduck on Route 210. Yeah, I've heard about them. It's in their hands. You're working on your Pokedex, so it would be worthwhile for you. It would be worthwhile because it moves the plot forward, actually, but I digress. Yeah, see, that's the other thing, Lethal, is that, you know, apparently nobody else is over here to deal with these bozos. We're the only person. And by now, Team Galactic has caused enough trouble that, you know, with Cynthia over on the other end, you know, this kind of loops into a thing that I've always wondered about a little bit, and that is, like, how official and in what level of capacity, you know, basically, like, does the Pokemon League have any sort of government sponsorship? I'd say, or is it like sports? But of course, I live in America, and for example, the NFL is partially bankrolled by the federal government, I believe. They get grants of some variety, or other, you know, tax write-offs, or infusions of funds that used to be ours that are going to those purposes, you know, for bread and circuses and all that. So, like, in more of a short way, also, I guess I never fought these trainers. In a more of a short way, is Cynthia effectively, like, does she have any sort of power to, like, arrest them? Is she anything, or is she just, you know, a sports star, basically, right? What's the deal? Because I always kind of thought that, like, the Pokemon League, at least up to a point, was, you know, basically government-sponsored, and, you know, the region, you know, the region's government or some other similar administrator covers that kind of stuff to make sure that everything is above board. and to ensure that they can operate and all of that. Which is a big part of why I always thought that it was really fucked up in Gen 6 when Malva was one of the Elite Four. Because, you know, on top of being a major member of Team Flare and something that surely people would have found out about after, you know, after they were defeated, that, you know, wouldn't there be some sort of registration, you know, if... I guess that comes back to, did they not, you know, keep any logs? And also the fact that she did the, not cross-transceiver, holo receiver, whatever it is, communication with you, you know, to various people. Would they not have known anything about that, is what I'm trying to get at? But maybe I'm the one who's thinking about it wrong. Anyway, we gave the Psyducks some Tylenol, and they all just kind of go in some direction. I was waiting for it to turn around and give me an item, not gonna lie. I forgot that. Also, the jump cut to Cynthia being, like, 6 feet closer to us. Deliver this old charm to your grandmother in Celestic Town. Well, we do have to go to Celestic Town anyway in order to go and beat up on another Team Galactic Grunt. I almost said Team Flare Grunt, which... that'll tell you what level I'm at right now from discussing Team Flare so much. So this area... well, we've got that not super well hidden ninja kid, but I was more expecting the fog to roll in much sooner so that way I could talk about that, but apparently they're not interested. This ninja kid is using a Geodude. That is not a very ninja Pokemon, I'm going to be honest with you. Unless you're like Tremor from Mortal Kombat Special Forces. Which, I guess if you want to be anyone from Mortal Kombat Special Forces, you may as well be Tremor, because he came back in Mortal Kombat 10 DLC. So, points there, right? I remember Tremor being pretty good in MK10. I liked his personality. He was amusing. He was pretty strong, too. I mean, you could say it was rock solid and all that. That said, the kid's wearing purple. He probably wants to be Rain. And speaking of rain, or water in general, really, Prinplup is evolving into Empoleon. Yes, indeed, it's my favorite fully evolved starter from this generation. And I mean, it's a big armored penguin submarine. Why not? Right? Although I gotta say that, like, the way those arms and claws and everything are positioned, those things have to be fucking useless. Let's take a look at our stats and if Aqua Jet is a useful option here, and I'm going to say no. Because while being able to go first would be nice, we'd have to either give up Steel-type coverage, Flying-type coverage, or Ice-type coverage. And admittedly, I like having Peck as sort of a middle ground in case my other stuff are, you know, is not usable. Only for clapping cheeks. Yeah, apparently. Eesh. Hyper Potion. Oh, Hyper Beam. What am I thinking of? Oh, right. Metroid. We gotta have... There's gotta be a third of these ninja kids around here, right? Get some free EXP. Stunky. Oh. I can't do nothing about that thing. So, Carnivine, get back in here, and we are going to... We're going to send in Houndoom, who could probably use a little more EXP to catch up with the rest of the team that's not Carnivine. Nice crit flamethrower. Heck yeah. I think like crocodile mouth arms. Yeah, fair enough. I'm trying to place what specifically that would be, although I guess that could be a lot of things. With various mouth hands. Yes, the most useful of upgrades, although, you know, a lot of those things are clearly not designed for reasons other than their ability to hurt people. Yeah, I guess a little bit. It does kind of have some of that going on, so... Yeah, maybe so. Oh, found the other ninja boy. Alright, come on. You gotta have 2 Pokemon, right? Yeah, it only makes sense. Or something. Hey, Zubat. I don't think Zubat has... like, Poison-type moves of any kind. Oh no, it has Poison Fang. That's gonna hurt. Thankfully, I still do good damage, too. And you know what, Rhyhorn? This is a freebie for you. And if this dude has another Zubat, that's even more so. Oh no, not Astonish for 5 damage. It's actually better than I would think out of that kind of leveling. Squish. Send in Skorupi. That can be turned into a fine paste from some Rock Blast. Oh, what was that? 2 damage? Yeah, good idea to use Fell Stinger at that point, right? Okay, you can also get Venoshock. It wouldn't be a super useful one because Zubat is still more physically oriented than Special, I believe. And yeah, Venom Drench, well, Venom Drench is just stats down for a target that's poisoned, so... Meh. Ponyta, huh? This is making me think that I probably should put Carnivine to not the front for a bit, because I think that that's not going to be a super useful endeavor for the time being. However, Rhyhorn can deal with this problem pretty nicely. Want some rocks? Catch. Probably with your face. Donk. Yay! You gained like no experience from that. Because it's just a Ponyta. Real quick, let's show this area off, because I haven't really done anything here. There's a couple of trainers we can fight. These two collectors in the back. Actually, I think that Maid can also be fought. One of the only instances of that trainer class in the entire game. So this guy's got Mr. Mimes. I don't remember what the other one has, but... yeah, if you haven't noticed by now, collectors... they follow a very specific... they follow a very specific... Joy-Con drift. Is what they follow. Where they have 3 of the same Pokemon. Get out of here, Mr. Mime. In slowly growing levels, as you can see. So this one, if we have Carnivine do all the work, we may not live, but we're gonna try, damn it. Yeah, see, this is another level 20. So we will be up against it a little bit here. Yeah, just a little. We're at 5 HP. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. I said don't worry. We'll switch Houndoom in to clean up here. Are you even gonna copycat? Oh. Yeah, okay. The move that Houndoom notably did not use. This flamethrower should finish this thing off easily. Easily. Then got burned for its trouble, right? Alright, Mr. Mime number 1 is going to be subject to beat up. Because why not? As the entire team just gets together to shove that Mr. Mime into a locker. Alright, before we take on the last couple of trainers in here, we're going to go heal at the Pokemon Center. That's right, we're taking the weenie method. We're taking the Nintendo you fucking assholes you owe me for a new set of Joy-Cons, motherfuckers, route, rather. Ugh. I have feelings about this. Oh hey, now it's not the time to start walking upwards just yet. Wait till I go out here. Alright, land on that. Switch to high gear. Alright, so this guy... I think this guy uses Pseudo-Woodos. Could be wrong about that, though. Yeah, so this will be very easy for Carnivine to clean up. It's just 3 Pseudo-Woodo. Though Pseudo-Woodo is a great Pokemon, too. Just a really fun design. goofy face. Wow, Stone Edge. That's a move with some real meat on its bones. I just don't like using it because it has an 80% accuracy. And I know for a fact it'll never fucking hit if I use it. Whap. He's bringing in the hammer arm. The old arm and hammer. Thud. Rip Sudowoodo. Yay, Carnivine gained a level. And now, just for a change of pace, a Sudowoodo. This one's level 19. They've all been level 19, I think. Woodhammer. Oh, that would be a threat if only I weren't a grass type. Woodhammer, I believe, is basically a grass type double edge. So you can see Sudowoodo having the rock head ability there, so it didn't take any damage from recoil. Let's see what Pokemon we're dealing with here. It's Clefairy! What's my best option for dealing with this thing? I mean, it's level 22. I could just try to muscle it out, or I could switch into Crobat. I'm going to go for the muscle option here and see if we can't just trash this thing in 2 hits. Sweet Kiss, that's confusion. That's unfortunate. But not a hard fight. 2 hits. You get our EXP. Neat. I like her little bow tie. Are those the only fights here? Yeah, those are the only 3 fights here. Behind the counter, we can buy Moo Moo Milk, so we can have some healing items if we need them. But I'm not exactly a big fan of buying healing items. I want to reserve that money for buying... Probably at least somebody else is going to want to get Psychic and or Dazzling Gleam at some point. Depending on who all we end up having in the party. So we got long grass here, so we can't get on the bike. We gotta hoof it here up through this part of the route. Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have Carnivine at the front of the party right now because of all the Ponytas and stuff. Can I just run from this? Yeah. Well, on the other hand, Carnivine at least is almost to level 30, so that's good. But the average level of the party is bumping up to, like, 33, 34 at this point, so... that's still a little bit slow. Alright, we'll have Carnivine float around behind us, because... I mean, I like the way it looks. Oh hey, a wild thing whose facial texture looks a little bit too small. It's Mime Jr. Not to be confused with Bowser Jr. Or anything else named Junior. It's Mime Jr. I actually approve of Mime Jr. as a name, by the way. As long as Mr. Mime is going to be called Mr. Mime, which I don't think it should be, but it's too late for that. They've made their bed, and now they're going to fuck up in it. But, you know, as long as that's the name, Mime Jr. is... It fits. It's kind of funny. Then Mime Jr., pardon me. Send Mr. Mime back to school so that way he can become Professor Mime, PhD. Mime Senior. Yeah, that'd be good. Meanwhile, over here we got... Whoop! Get out of here. Oop, that's some thick-ass fog. Let's call in a wild Staraptor to clear that shit for us. This dude just tells us about the fog. Well, I mean, how the hell do you see him in the fog? That's pretty strong fog. Got a Ninja Kid here. I'm pretty sure we can bowl this dude over. I don't remember what the levels are like on this route, but I don't think they're super disgusting. Although a Zubat is not an ideal thing for us to be fighting right now. Oh right, Houndoom at the front. Durr. I forgot. Yeah, level 23. I think we can probably just Fire Fang this thing to death. No real advantage, and we're on our worst attacking stat, and we still get the kill. It's because Houndoom is really good. And also we have a 10 level advantage, but, you know. One thing at a time. Skorupi. This thing is going to get mulched as well. Chomp. Ooh, a Golbat. That's actually got a little bit of... Probably a little bit more durability on its bones. Let's do Beat Up instead, because that's always fun. Okay, everybody do your part. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to see a message we don't get to see very often. The Pokemon was hit 6 times. Yeah. Good work, Houndoom. You clobbered him. Clobbering time. Hey, Chief. Y'all seen any hidden items? Nah, it's probably just a shortcut. Route 34, yeah. I think I've heard that one before, but it is true. Wonder how ahead of the... Gotta wonder how ahead of things Game Freak really has been, right? Alright, so Ponyta... We can switch in Rhyhorn to deal with that. And get Rhyhorn some free EXP. Oh wow, Ponyta went first. Who would have guessed? Have some rocks. Unfortunately, only 2. Damn! Oh yeah, didn't you just tail whip me? That probably didn't do anything useful for that Ember whatsoever because of how its stats work. Send out Grotle. Alright, so Grotle we can deal with Houndoom, with Crobat. Honestly, Empoleon could probably nuke it with Ice Beam, but we'll let Houndoom have some fun. Alright. It's 2-on-2. What do we got? What do we got? Both of them only have 1 Pokemon each, so... I was going to say, we're not going to be very impressed, but it's a Gyarados and a Raichu. That's not a nice pairing for me to have put in front of my eye holes here. We're going to have to switch Houndoom out just about immediately here. This is not a good pairing, really, at all. Let's put Luxray in. And we're going to try and Thunderfang this Gyarados. If we fail, that's basically just a free switch. But if we succeed, that thing is probably going to get chewed to pieces. Or at least it's going to have a pretty big dent in it anyway. Light screen. Yeah, of course you would do that. Oh! You misaimed, buddy. Real badly, too. Okay, so we should be able to make this work now, I think. Yeah, because Luxray is going to go faster than Gyarados. And just clear it out entirely. So our EXP split should give Rhyhorn a decent chunk. Yep, that's pretty good. And Light Screen will fail, and here comes the Rock Blast. And here come the pretzels. 4 hits. Not bad. Alright, it's cleanup time. Get this fucking rat. There you go. Squish. Wants to learn Drill Run. Oh, yes! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Ooh, yeah! Got Rockhead as an ability. Oh, man. If I can get Head Smash on this thing, probably super late game for that, but still. If I can get Head Smash on this, that'll be great. Oh, yeah. So, you know what, Rhyhorn, what recoil moves do you get? I know Rhyhorn eventually gets Takedown. Probably had Takedown much earlier and lost it from leveling and stuff, but 35 Drill Run. I'm going to assume that this is like the same set as usual. Oh, maybe you don't get Head Smash. Yeah, because that matches up pretty well. Aside from the fact that it doesn't have Horn Attack and instead has Thunderfang. Ah, Mothim, a Pokemon that we haven't seen yet. This is what you get from evolving a male Burmy, and it's just a generic bug flying type. I mean, I guess Burmy is very much it's a huge gimmick Pokemon, right? Still. Not that useful. About to send in Onix. Well, Onix is just free fodder for Carnivine, so we'll do that. Wow, so the Rhydon family really can't get Head Smash, huh? That's a little bullshit if you ask me. Meanwhile, this dude's sending out Luxio, which lets us deal with things in a very effective manner with our new move of Drill Run here. I mean, we're going to get intimidated, but I think we're probably still going to be okay because Rhyhorn has respectable attack at base and, you know, triple damage, so yeah. Neum. Alright, well here's another trainer fight. I actually was a little bit surprised by that one being there. And this route really goes on, man. Imagine doing this without defog. That would suck. However, all this dude has going for him is Dustox. So we're pretty much gonna insta-gib this thing with Flamethrower. And a crispy moth. Yeah. Wants to learn Payback? Nah. Houndoom should continue to run away from its debts. Wait. That's not what that means. So we go through this long detour. And we get TM30, Shadow Ball. Very nice. Oh, yeah. Alright, so who can learn this? Just Houndoom and Crobat, eh? Well, shit. That sucks. I'm going to just hold on to that for a little while then. You know, like, A, in case we encounter something else that we might want to use that with. And B, just in case Houndoom doesn't learn Dark Pulse by the time we reach the Elite Four. Because otherwise, Dark Pulse is going to be our primary way of having Houndoom deal damage to things that are weak to, like, Ghost and Psychic, or, you know, Ghost and Psychic types, rather. Since Dark deals super effective damage to basically all the same things that are weak to Ghost, Shadow Ball is a fairly acceptable substitute if we can find nothing else. Although, of course, if we get Dark Pulse, we want that instead. But also, Shadow Ball doesn't really do Crobat any good, because Crobat is not a special attacker. Don't even kid yourself on that one. We are almost to Celestic Town. Hey, Croagunk. It's not going to shudder from anticipation, but it is going to explode in one hit. Kaboom! GTFO. We ain't having that here. Send in Golbat. Well, I think Rhyhorn can deal with that pretty effectively. I feel so weird over here, not even in a randomizer, but still using, unironically, a Rhyhorn in a regular playthrough. That is a thing that I don't really think I've ever done. Because Rhyhorns have just always been the biggest jobbers in the entire franchise. Only through TMs? Aw, that sucks. That sucks. Rip Houndoom. So, yeah, I mean, Rhyhorn's got some stats. It's just that every single time you fight them, they're garbage. So you just look at it and you're like, why would I want to use Rhyhorn? And then you find out eventually, oh hey, they're actually pretty okay. Especially, like, competitively, Rhydon is a pretty good Pokemon in the mid-tiers. Because considering it's statted like a fully evolved Pokemon, you strap a... You duct tape an Eviolite to it, and it just goes. It doesn't stop for nobody. Maybe even soak a special attack as long as it's not double weak, which, admittedly, that's a bit of an issue. But otherwise, you know, actually pretty decent. Ooh, that extra sensory hit pretty hard. Let me reiterate the phrase decent, not great. So is this one last trainer before we get to town? I think so. Oh, this is a terrible matchup for us, but we might be able to squeak in an attack before it can do anything. Yeah, we have a 9-level advantage, so I figured there was a shot. We can throw in a beat up, and the entire party can take their chances, you know, take a little bit of time just whomping on this weasel in a back alley. That's right, because Ryan, right? Or if they run out of names, Brain. Wait. Well, true. Point there. But send in Girafarig. Girafarig is an interesting Pokemon that we're just gonna let Crobat murder because it's part psychic and has nothing to mitigate dark damage, so we can just bite it a couple of times. Hey. Wants to learn the move Leaf Tornado. Leaf Tornado is Octazooka, basically. I prefer my current moves. Leaf Tornado is not really enough of an upgrade. Let's yoink a couple of berry plants real quick. A citrus berry, always nice. That one's a chesto berry, I can tell from the oddly placed texture. This one on the far side is one that we've gotten recently, I think. It's an Aguav berry. And over here is one that I don't recognize at all. That's Wiki berries. And I think it'll be Y. We need to plant a berry. Alright, let's go in here. Let's heal. Talk to everybody in the Pokemon Center, I guess. To become a Geodude. Well, it doesn't do anything, but yes, I get what you're going for. A Geodude. I don't remember the exact route to get in the middle of things. It's around... I took the longest way possible, didn't I? Yep. It's okay, we can go kick his butt. Yeah, I think we can suplex you into the trash can, buddy. Yep, we're back with the old terrorist cell again. That exists for some reason. In this game of all things. Give him the flamethrower. Yeah! Yeah! Hey, Rhyhorn gained a level, heck yeah. Empoleon gained a level as well. About to send in Croagunk. Alright, do we have a Psychic on this team? We do not have a single Psychic move on this team. Oh, that's a really stupid idea for me to not have a Psychic move on here. However, I think we're going to be able to get away with having Rhyhorn just flatten it with Drill Run. And see, it's a little nervous. Oh! Oof! Thankfully it's wasting a turn. Drill Run is 95% accuracy, so we should be able to... Yeah. Not much to worry about there, and we just obliterate this thing. I'm surprised that Rhyhorn is faster than this Croagunk, though. I mean, we got a pretty big level advantage, but even so... Fatality. Yeah, I mean, a flying move would do it too, but a psychic move is just guaranteed death. It could be an unboosted stored power, and that thing would just turn to dust. Why not look around inside the ruins? We may as well. Let's take a quick peek in here. I don't think these rocks have anything of note, but we'll check them anyway. Because singular rocks that are just positioned funnily are easy bait for hidden items. All of them is a shining. Yeah, I mean, the quality of the reproduction is aged a little bit, huh? Kept balance with the one as if they formed a triangle. Hmm. Oh, that's a nice chest. Yeah, I haven't played Link's Awakening in a very long time, but I definitely remember that. Hooray, we got Surf. We have to obtain the Heart Home City Gym Badge, which we can go and do. Although, again, it would really be nice if, you know, my Joy-Cons wouldn't drift so much, but we've been over that before. Alright, Empoleon can learn Surf, and that's going to be our water attack of choice through probably the rest of the game. Yeah, that too. Link, please. They knew what they were doing. Do I have a Pro Controller or something like that? The only other controller that I have for the Switch, and I'd have to go grab an adapter for it, is that I have a GameCube adapter for the Switch. But otherwise, no, I don't have a Pro Controller. I literally just have the one set of Joy-Cons. Because, honestly, controllers are just so goddamn expensive nowadays for, like, anything that's, you know, current. So I haven't really... I mean, I guess I could probably look on eBay and see if there's somebody who's got, like, a refurbished or even just one that's lightly used that might be for a better price. And Cyrus comes up to us and says some weird shit again. But whatever. Let us fly on out of here. Down to Heart Home City. Wired controllers aren't that bad price-wise. Well, I guess I could look into that, and that'd probably be a lot more usable than this. I gotta admit that since right now I'm just using my default Joy-Cons with the grip that they come with, that this is not the nicest feeling in my hands. This rather boxy and, like, the handles are shallow, kind of. You know, like, there isn't really any space for my fingers to go up or anything. I kind of have to have the tips rammed against various places, and it's not a super comfortable thing in the hand. So if I can get a reasonably priced wired controller, that would probably be a good idea. But for now, we are digging into this gym here, the Heart Home City gym. So we will examine the gimmick of this gym, and then we will proceed to ignore it. At each level, we're asked a math question. So in this case, what is 3 plus 5 plus 7? And you know that it's 15. I know that it's 15. I want to fight these people. I want their EXP. And they're going to call me out for, you know, sandbagging this on purpose, but that's okay. They are permitted to do that because I am sandbagging this on purpose. I just want to get into these fights, that way I can, you know, gain some free levels. Some of these trainers are worth a decent chunk of EXP. We may as well get it while we're here. Let's send out a Haunter. So that is yet another thing we don't have a good answer for, other than just having Crobat bite it to death, I suppose. Or, I mean, I can use Beat Up, but I want to save those. Oh, it's not like I don't say weird things by accident all the time. I accidentally stumble into multiple entendres enough that I could be a VTuber, you know? I just don't know how I'd feel about having, like, a still image for that, or, for that matter, getting, like, a webcam hookup or anything. I mean, I have a camcorder, but that's not going to do what I want it to, in this case. If I were to do that. Yeah, I mean... Do I want to see that? Crobat gaining another level. Very nice. Very nice. You know something? I know that putting it in the lead here is not the super best idea because we're going to be dealing with a lot of poison types. But I will have Carnivine lead off because that'll be useful against any of the trainers with just low-level Pokemon, because that's, you know, free real estate there. Anyway, if you want to skip the trainers, just go down the middle. Here. So. Yeah, I'm not sure if Ghastly is going to have an actual poison type move, but I know that Bite is going to be our only real useful move here. Oh, it's going to use Curse on itself. That's fine. That just makes this kill even freer. And we're going to start taking some curse damage here. That's not super great. About to send out another Ghastly. Well, you know what? That's okay. We should be able to eat Ghastlys pretty easily here. Or that can happen. I mean, that's always a potential issue. So you're going to move into Dream Eater territory, buddy? Yeah, I mean, they could have like a Sludge Bomb TM or something, and we've seen that some of the dudes in these gyms do have TM-based moves for some of their Pokemon. Since that didn't go so well, we're going to send in Luxray to deal with our problems instead. And Luxray's Intimidate is going to do a lot of work here. And by a lot of work, I mean none whatsoever, because it's ghastly. But hey, that meme look is a complete waste of a turn anyway. Get wrecked, nerd. I'm going to send out yet another Rick Ghastly. You're never going to give those Pokemon up, are you, buddy? And chomp. Neat, Houndoom gained another level. So we're going to instead put Luxray at the front of the party, I guess. I mean, we could put Crobat up there, but we're going to have Luxray for the moment, just because... I don't know, I feel like I feel like right now Crobat stands on its own merits to begin with. More than Luxray does. Even though Luxray is absolutely of the better typing. Oh, I'm sure that's going to be a big deciding factor in this battle, Luxray. Thank you for reminding me that your ability is, in fact, Intimidate. Chomp! Ouch! That 40 damage aftermath. 30 damage, rather. Pardon me, it's 1/4 of your max health, not 1/3. Whoops. I don't know what numbers are. Alright, so in this case, the correct answer is going to be the door on the left, I believe. Just because it sort of gets in like an arpeggiated pattern, I believe. Yes, 13 times 3 is 39. So if you want to skip these battles, just go to the left, but we don't want to. We want experience and money and all that stuff. Another Haunter. This thing is fairly high level, but it's still basically made of paper. And the only reason it's going to be a problem for us is that it uses Sucker Punch. Working on various other games. Neat. I mentioned it earlier in the stream, but I am considering looking into a Pokemon-related project. But I'm always really bad about actually completing projects, so I would not put anything forward about that. Especially because, you know, as we've said before about Nintendo as well, they're, you know, they can be a little ferocious if they hear that you're seriously doing anything like that. And by that, I mean they will specifically wait until you release it and then drop the hammer. You know, for what it's worth, at least when Square Enix took down Crimson Echoes before it was finished, they were doing things the right way if we assume that that's the sort of thing that they wanted to do. You know, if we were to assume that deleting that game from existence was quote-unquote right, which I would strongly dispute, and I'm not even like the greatest fan of it either, and I would still say that that was a pretty shit thing for them to do. You know, are you gonna come for every other type of fan fiction and fan art next? The answer is probably yes if you let them have the chance, but I digress. Alright, so we're taking a bit of a beating. You know what? I'm gonna use a healing item out of battle. Normally I'd just be like, I'll just go to the Pokemon Center, but I don't want to drag this out too much for you folks. Speaking of which, I'll throw an Awakening at Carnivine. And a couple of potions at it as well. So, let us go ahead and continue forwards. This last one, first room's answer was 15. So you go all the way to the right if you want to just be done with this. But since we want the EXP, let's fight these folks. Another Misdreavus. I'm going to guess that by the time we're done with this, we will face exactly one Pokemon that we can use a ground type move on. I've really just finally pieced that together. Wow, pretty much everything here has Levitate. Or is part flying type. It's kind of funny. Oops. About to use Drifblim. Yeah, here's another flying type. Well, Rhyhorn, why don't you go ahead and munch on that real quick, because you can just spit some rocks at it, and I mean, it's got 1,000,000 HP, but it'll die after getting rocked. That rock oh, Phantom fuck off! Jeez. There you go. 3 hits from Rock Blast and it's gone. Unfortunately, it had to pull out Phantom Force like a dick. This, you know, just to be annoying, right? Not even, like, making things hard for us. Just being irritating. So, thanks a lot, Buster. Now we go over here. This guy's all upset and salty that we are sandbagging the quiz. Well. That all I can say is meh. Oh, I was hitting the wrong button there. Whoops. Alright, another Haunter. We'll be able to take this thing down. In one hit. Easy. Oh, hey, look, a Gengar. Finally, something we can hit that's on the ground. Oh, that's going to do a flat 30 damage. That's boring. Oh, God. Really? See, this might do a lot more, actually. Yeah, it did. It killed us. Nice miss, right on, you idiot. Come on, man. Say, turn around if you miss your charge the first time, but that's right on's thing, is that it doesn't do that very well. Oh well, we should be able to just order it. No, Gengar does not have Levitate anymore. It has Cursed Body. Always. Levitate for Gengar was eliminated in Gen 7, I think? Anyway, you know what? We're going to go back to the Pokemon Center to heal. Even though I originally was like, no, let's not do that. Let's make this take the shorter method. I could have just done that before, but oh well. If I had known that I was gonna Rhyhorn was gonna sandbag to that Gengar, then I would have done it, but nope. So good job, Rhyhorn. You bamboozled me yet again. And the fucking Joy-Cons are bamboozling me even more here. Great. Love you too, Nintendo. I haven't been purchasing your products for 30 years or anything. Okay, technically it hasn't just been me, but... You know. You know what I'm saying. I've been playing video games for a while. Time to heal. Alright, now we go back into the gym. And up we go. It's right, center, left, right. Room. Yeah. We go to the right now. And let's go fight Fantina. Finally. Alright, so we're opening up with this thing, which we might be able to drop in a single hit with Spark. Possibly. I mean, it has a lot of HP, but we have 6 levels on it. And stab and weakness, there we go. That thing is going to hurt for that. Empoleon wants to learn Whirlpool. Hell no, we're not doing that. About to send out Gengar. Alright, so we're going to try the Rhyhorn thing again, because Gengar will not like taking a Drill Run from Rhyhorn if we can land the hit. Is always the big problem, because apparently this Rhyhorn is just not very good at that. Dazzling Gleam, huh? That's not the move I was expecting, and I'm glad it was not You dense motherfucker! I have half a mind to bench this motherfucker right now. Just, really? Great fucking work, asshole. Having a bit of a moment here, because what was that? Seriously? Nice repeat performance. And if it was levitating, there would be a message telling me that it didn't affect Gengar for that. And yeah, we took a slightly dangerous switch in here, but we'll be fine. Sludge Bomb, whatever. That's going to hurt. We'll be fine. And it's using a berry, because of course it is. Does that only affect one hit, though? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that only affects one hit. Now everybody gets to tear it up on this thing. Oh, whatever. We're not even done yet. What's your whining? 6 hits. It's dead. And Crobat gained a level. And hey, even Rhyhorn gained a level, even though it just failed miserably. About to send in Miss Magius. So to deal with this, we are going to send in... who has the better attack stat right now? 112 to 89. So yeah, Luxray is going to be our heavier hitter to deal with this. And using Dark-type damage is going to be our best bet, because, well, we don't have a Ghost-type move on here. And just bite it, and that should do pretty big damage. And we get hit by Confuse Ray, because, of course. Of course, that has to get snuck in under us. And Luxray is having none of that. Does pretty good damage with Bite. Yeah, see, they took out the reference to Galaxy Quest. That makes me really sad. Like, sure, they left pretty much the entire game the same, except for that. Like, nice retranslation. Why bother in that case if you're just going to make it worse? I was hoping for a crit. Unfortunately, no such luck. So, here comes the part where we just wear out the Hyper Potions. No, hey, Confuse Ray. We've seen that before. That seems pretty familiar. Honestly, if I was a little smarter, I would have just attached Persim Berries to a couple of Pokemon for this battle, but it turned out to not be necessary because Luxray just ignored the confusion completely, and Houndoom gains yet another level right there. Very, very nice. Not exactly an easy battle. I made that look a little easier than it was, but also there were a couple of points where, you know, Rhyhorn sandbagged on the... Stupid jerk. Oh well. That gives us our 5th badge, the Relic Badge. Very nice. I thought Fog Badge, but no, the Fog Badge is what you get in Gen 2. I am confused. We get Fantina's stickers. We also get PMs for Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw does pretty good damage, and as you have just figured out, it has a higher critical hit rate. And unfortunately, on our team, only Empoleon can learn that. Which I may consider doing later on. Because while Empoleon is not the greatest Pokemon physically, it still is pretty decent in that regard. So I think you can get away with running mixed sets, especially in-game. Let's make our way out of the gym. Oh, hi, Cynthia. I mean, how hard can I possibly be to find if I'm just out here, you know, collecting badges? It should not be that difficult to find me. May want to visit the library in Canalave City. Well, we will get to that next time. But before I do any of that stuff, let me go into the Pokemon Center and heal up and save and all that. Our team is quite a bit different from when we started, but I think it's coming along nicely. Everything is... We don't need to hit that yet. That's right. That's the start button, not the X button. Or the plus button, not the start button, but whatever.